Hi, today we've got one that's a little bit different. It's from Revelation chapter 1 and it's verse 8. So it is, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, says the Lord, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty. Wow, awesome. But I want to focus on the part of I am the Alpha and the Omega. This, of course, is the first and the last letter of the Greek alphabet, which is what John would have written the book in, Greek. However, Jesus never speaks Greek. So if Jesus was to say this, he'd be either speaking Hebrew or Aramaic. And they come from they have the same roots, the same ancestry in terms of language groups, Hebrew and Aramaic. So the common language at the time was Aramaic whenever Jesus was around, because that was the language that the traders used. So most people understood it. But they also, of course, used Hebrew. So in Hebrew, I am the Alpha and the Omega is something entirely different. In Hebrew, it is I am the Aleph, Aleph, and the Tav, Tav. And the meaning of this is quite amazing. I'm going to put up a little diagram, hopefully, onto the screen here so you'll be able to see it for yourselves. Okay, so the meaning of Aleph is leader, strength, ox, and God. The reason why there was the ox and the God thing is because Aleph was the sacrificial ox that was used during the sacrifices. So that's interesting. That's the Aleph. Tav is the sign of the cross. Amazing. Which means covenant, mark, or sign. And the sign is the actual cross sign, as hopefully you can see here somewhere. So this is pretty amazing. I am the Aleph and the Tav. In other words, I am the perfect sacrifice, which signifies like a new covenant, pure salvation. That's great. In the Old Testament, these letters often get put together in various places. And whenever they're put together, it can also mean it's a symbol of, it's basically saying this is Jesus. And it also means I am whenever they're put together like that. So one of the most fascinating places, I think, where this is put together, and it's never translated into like English or into Greek, I don't think either. So it's never actually translated, particularly in all the English translations. So the first sentence of the Hebrew Bible is interesting, of course, 7 being the number of God. The Hebrew for that is 7 words. And so it's the first group, which is translated, it's translated, in the beginning God. So that's the first 3 words. And then it's got the Aleph Tav symbol, Aleph and Tav symbol there, and that's not translated. So in the beginning, God, and then there's that Aleph Tav symbol, and then after that, created the heavens and the earth. But isn't it fascinating that in the middle is in the beginning God, Aleph Tav, which is Jesus, which is the Word, created the heavens and the earth, which is the same, and also that same Aleph Tav symbol is used in John chapter 1, which is in the beginning the Word, Aleph Tav. That's also used in that place. So I just thought that was absolutely fascinating. And yeah, to give you another place where it crops up as well, which is wonderful, and again, it's not translated, is in Zechariah. Okay, in Zechariah 12, verse 10, it says, and they will look on me, and then it's got Aleph Tav, which is not translated again, whom they pierced. So that's that, and they will look on me, Jesus, whom they have pierced. But it doesn't say Jesus, it just says Aleph Tav. So it's, yeah, but and apparently that's in quite a few places throughout the Old Testament, and it's not translated because they just took it to be some form of strange Hebrew grammatic thing. But in actual fact, it's Aleph Tav. Anyway, thought you might find that interesting. I thought it was amazing. Talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.